occupy just a little spaces. So I'm going to start here. You have this. And this is the part that really got me something upset. First friendly comes in. It's A natural. We just heard you play A flat. I can see what they're talking about. If you move it down here, it's a pretty ugly sound. In fact, it keeps moving. It's mysterious. It comes twice. First on C, and again flat. So much that they sent it back to the publishers to have it corrected. Luckily, Mozart stuck to his guns. In tune they were exploring music. We're listening to string quartets today of Haydn and Mozart together. Drop us a line. Let us know how you like the show. Write to us via our website, exploringmusic.org.
Welcome to Nature Narration with Samuel Alabrando. Nature has provided me a tremendous inspiration much deeper than its beauty, which is fantastic. I wonder, however, nature and birds and all the things that children are so fascinated with. Look in the eyes of God and talk to the dog as if he understood. By adulthood, nature was just a background in my world. I was concerned with making my mark, making my impressions, making my money. Nature was irrelevant. It really wasn't until I started reading theories about interesting things in nature that got me started questioning, gee, I reflected on these things. I began to ask my own questions. You see, a thinking man's conclusions are often out of sync with society. That's because he is far more concerned with not being gullible than he is concerned about fitting in. And as I saw the interaction of so many species and systems, these things were carried out into this swelling, massive orchestra of coordinated things. The sophistication, it went far beyond man's ability. And the idea that it required no intelligence, it just didn't resonate as a rational, thinking man's conclusion.
Nature Narrations with Samuel Alabrando, author of Nature is Always Talking, published in the Philippines. Online, visit bestchapter.com.
The music of masters to enrich life, and the message of a master who gives life. Only on the Master's Touch, 98.7 DZFE.
Let's hear one more sample of these beautiful 6 quartets that Mozart dedicated to Haydn. I loved hearing the Emerson play, so let's stick with them. This is the Emerson Quartet playing the opening of the quartet, which has the nickname The Hunt. Quartet in B flat major, Gershwin 458. The strings imitating the sound of hunting horns in the very beginning of this piece. six quartets, Mozart dedicated to Joseph Haydn. We heard the Yale Quartet.
Otis Earl and Shoko Aki are the two violinists. Walter Trampler, the violist.
So what's the big deal about a key minor? I know. There's some works if I don't have fans will repeat to me the famous line, it's the most tragic of all keys. So this is a rough analogy. A key is sort of like a neighborhood. If a playwright sets his work, say in New Orleans, in the French Quarter on the north side, and then another playwright comes along a few years later and sets his play in the same place, in the French Quarter. It's natural that audiences, critics would look to see how the two plays were alike and how they were different. Mozart remembers starting softly with a descending bass line. Sotto voce marks. With Haydn, he marks it forte, strong, right away, not soft. And it's not really a bass line he gives us. The cello stays pretty much on D natural for the first 6 beats or so. This tune comes in the first violin. Those are fifths. Musical intervals of a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the nickname of this quartet is Quintet, which is German for fifths. And now, first violin and cello together. So that's the opening of Haydn's B minor quartet. It doesn't feel like the same neighborhood at all, does it?
Let's hear a
performance now, the first movement with the Takaj Quartet. This is the Quartet Opus 76, number 2. Quintet fifths.
over your cold. Don't get sick. Let's get something delicious to eat.
The Hunter Quartet of Mozart, string quartet number 17 in B-flat major, Herschel 451. That was a performance by the Emerson Quartet. Of course, when it comes to nature scenes, no one holds a candle to Haydn. We hear the first movement of a string quartet called The Lark. And that proves that Mozart and Haydn could work in the same neighborhood without getting in each other's way. So let's hear some more music of Mozart right now, from that same set of 6 quartets he dedicated to Joseph Haydn. A wonderful, mysterious, slow introduction. And in fact, that introduction gave us was a very unusual nickname, the Dissonance Quartet, with the first movement of the quartet C major, 465. Musical Frontiers of Haydn. My first movement has been marked. So we have time for one more piece of music. So I'm going to step out of the conclude today's show with a quartet. But with a quintet. Maybe just a message from Charles. By general consent, Mozart's pianist was quintets, two violas. Viola was his favorite string instrument, one he habitually chose with quartets. I forgot to mention that Haydn takes second violin in those quartet parties, and Mozart always insisted on playing the viola himself. But now back to Charles Rosnick. Mozart's partiality for this instrument may have come from his authority, but from his love for rich later part writing. In his music, there was a fullness of sound and a complexity in inner voices that had disappeared from music since the death of Bach. Let's hear now the Amadeus Quartet with added viola, Cecil Aronowitz. Here is the first movement of Mozart's string quintet in C major, Article 515.
Enemy very close!
Double kill!
Group up at my location!
C major, K465. So why did it get that dissonance? Well, apparently, 18th century dissonance than we are today, which we know I thought the extra lucky for one thing. The very opening of the cello plays C, like slow C. Viola comes in with E flat. Second violin, flat. He has his first
Montana, and they converted themselves to